Hey everybody, this is my 20-gallon open-topped office tank, and I know it looks like the light is burned out or half burned out, but that is only because my temple plant, also known as swampweed or Hygrophila, is almost touching my hanging floodlight. So it's getting quite big and bushy. The root system is getting enormous. And so what I'm going to do today is trim this up a little bit. It's actually two separate plants. This one here is fairly small. That's the terminus right there. So we're going to let that one do its thing. And then the larger plant, the big one you can see there, I'm going to try to trim it in such a way that I make cuttings from it. You can see where it's got all the flowers starting to develop. All those little things you can see right there are flower buds. They're all going to open up into those pretty little purple flowers, and then of course it looks pretty when the flowers start falling and I have little flower petals and purple flowers floating across the surface of the water. It looks very, very natural, especially if the leaves start to fall a little bit. Again, that just contributes to that natural look. So what I'm going to do today, last time I cut this one back, it was a different plant, but it was the same sort of situation. It was getting too big for the tank, and I wound up just like cutting it right here just to see if I could get it to bush out and just create sort of a radical bush, you know, right at the surface of the water, rather than have it sort of branch out and become sort of leggy. So today what I think we're going to do is go for the leggy approach. I'm not going to chop it back so extreme, and we're going to cut it maybe here. We'll make this the terminus. Well, it won't be a terminus anymore. It'll be two of them. These two nodes will then start branching and growing. And then when we get to these branches here, I will cut them, you know, maybe just above the node down here, or possibly even above the node up here. But we're not going to chop it way back. We're going to leave plenty of leaves on there, and we're going to leave plenty of available nodes for the plant to send new growth out and start generating new growth. So give me a few minutes. Let me get my scissors out. I'll get all that chopped up, and then we will have a look at what it looks like when we're done. So this is going to be a before and after, but it's not going to be of the tank. It's actually going to be of the big bushy swampweed you can see above it. So there you go. There's your before, and there's your after. So I did cut it back a little more aggressively than I was expecting or planning on. I shouldn't say expecting. Probably I should have said planning on. The only one I'm really concerned about is this node right here. It almost doesn't look like there's a node there. It's just sort of this weird kink and bend. But in theory, it's a node just like everywhere else that you come out to your first node and then it kinks and bends. And I've done that on pretty much all of these. Right after that first node, I cut it. And so we should get two branches that come off here. We should get two branches that come off here. We should get two off the back, two off the other one in the back. You know, these two are going to start growing. And so everywhere I cut, we should get two new pieces of growth developing. So that's going to get quite a bit bushier and branchier, but it shouldn't get too much taller for the time being. The ones at the top, of course, will start growing upwards, but it's going to take a little while to recover from the shock of grooming it. I groomed it back pretty significantly, so the roots are probably going to undergo a little bit of shock, and in a little while the plant will get back on its feet, so to speak, and it will be growing again. So there's all my cuttings. Hopefully I will get some roots developing on them pretty soon. So if you're interested, check my email out below. I do sell all the plants that I take out of my tanks, and in this case I'm going to get them rooted and started. So hopefully within another week or two we'll have some of those available that already have roots developed. But if you're interested in simply some bare cuttings, I've got those too. So again, check out my email down below, contact me, we'll make arrangements or what have you. So there you go. Not a lot going on with the tank tonight per se, but I did trim that plant down. That was my only real goal. Didn't bother doing anything, checking the water or anything like that, because that was not the intention of today's video. So there you go. Just a quick look at trimming my Hygrophila. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you real soon in the next one.